There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
From the shores of Lake Erie
to Browns fans worldwide,
hope is alive and the future's bright.
I'm John. This is There's a Gleam.
And I'm Steve. Let's get the gleam together. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of There's a Gleam. We're part of the Fanatical Elves Network and also part of the Fans First Sports Network. How you feeling today, John?
Well, Steve, I feel like my football heart got frozen last Sunday, and I don't think it's going to thaw out until the summer.
I ain't going to lie. I think the highlight so far of these shows for me is hearing how you feel every day. You have a way with, as Ted the Bear would say in the movie Ted, you have a way with words. I love your assessments.
Or like Roxanne, the movie Roxanne. Remember that? Worms, Roxanne, worms.
A lot of worms, Roxanne. That is a classic. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way with you. Yeah, we said they lost.
Yep. Well, hey, how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, so it was quiet. It ended up just being my wife and I. We still made enough for everybody. I ate leftovers for like 4 days. I'm done. I'm turkeyed out, stuffing out, everything out. I was pretty proud though. We went back to doing the oven roasted, and we did that beauty. I thought she turned out really good. We did a cheesecloth. Nice. Yeah, we did like a 15-pound bird, but getting better with my carving skills.
That's good. Yeah.
Well, how about yours? I know you hosted like 2, didn't you?
Well, yeah. So we had two sittings. We had my wife's family over in the morning around noon, and then my family came by around 3.
Okay.
So my son-in-law brought the turkey over in the morning, and we just made a couple sides. And then in the afternoon, when my family came over, my nephew brought over he spatchcocked the turkey.
Yeah.
And then my sister sous vide a turkey breast, and then I bought a smoked turkey. So we had plenty of
wow.
turkey. I should have sent you some photos.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the one. I've not spatchcocked turkey or a chicken, and I keep saying I want to try it. Did you notice a difference or not really?
You know what? It came out really good. I guess the main thing with the spatchcock is that the temperature is high. You could cook it at a higher temperature, so it cooks quicker.
Yeah, I've heard the two big benefits. Two big benefits are definitely cooks quicker, and then you also get, I guess, a little bit more even, crisp skin because it's laid flat, and so whatever type of oven you got, convection, regular, it's hitting it. So instead of the bottom of the turkey,
right?
I keep saying I'm going to try it, and then I don't. So, but no, definitely got to try that. So, what great day of football games? No. There's 3 great games. All the games Thursday were great.
You know what? I really didn't get to watch a whole lot. I was in and out of the kitchen and talking to people. We had the game on in the basement, so I'd go down there every once in a while. But I didn't get to see a whole lot.
Oh no,
no.
This is different. Normally, we have some family over, and we got weather. I don't know, for those that are around locally, Thursday, Thanksgiving, it got pretty bad as the day went on. Especially, we had friends that were out in Brecksville, which is on the east side of Cleveland, over here on to the east side in Willowick. That should be about 30-40 minute drive at most. Took them 2 hours to get home.
Wow.
Lou said, our buddy with the Fanatical Elves, I forget where he was exactly, if it was Avon or somewhere, and he's over in like the Russell Township area. It took him like well over an hour as well. So sledding was tricky, but we ate later. We ate at like normal dinner time. Well, not really. It was like 5, somewhere between 5 and 6. I think we normally do about a 1 o'clock.
Right.
So it was nice. We kind of took our time. We didn't rush stuff. It was very.
I guess another reason why I didn't get to watch much football was because I was shoveling people out as they were leaving and stuff all day long. It was crazy. It's so much fun.
No, I sat on my butt, watched the 1 o'clock, then 4 o'clock. We ate. Then I got to, so it was nice. But yeah, the games were great. Everything was great until we got to Sunday. And I guess we will, and if you're watching live, feel free to comment, share, comment. Would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's get to it, Johnny. Let's get to this recap. And, it was this one was at home, 49ers 26, Browns 8.
Yeah, well, we witnessed it firsthand and going down there Sunday. It was what would you say, Steve? Half filled, maybe a little bit over half filled.
I think we said it was more. Like the lower level was, I mean, there was some empty spots. The upper deck, a little bit more. I think we said at least 60% or better.
And a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans.
Yeah. I
Of
just saw that just walking the streets getting there. When we even commented on it, there was one spot, there's a couple of people selling, San Francisco merchandise.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, we learned the hard way what a fully operational San Francisco 49ers machine looks like. Christian McCaffrey, he took the second drive of the game in for a 1-yard touchdown. But then we responded quickly when Shedeur Sanders uncorked a beautiful 34-yard strike to Harold Fannin Jr. And then Quinshawn Judkins rushed it in for a 2-point conversion. Steve, we were winning 8-7.
We talked about that. That was Sanders made a great play. Fannin, hit him, and Fannin just bulldozed his way in. We remember they went to kick the extra point. Then there was a penalty on San Fran. So the Browns decided to go for 2. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if we should do it. And well, like you said, Judkins got in and we had the lead. Life was good. We're on the victory.
It was, but that was the last time that they felt hopeful. And the 49ers adjusted. They tightened the screws.
Well, and we joked right before they scored, and I did it totally joking. It was because I think there was less than a minute, maybe 40, 50 seconds. Gave him too much time, just half-hearted.
Yeah. You said you're like, oh, we scored too fast.
How many times you do that? Especially when you watch a Mahomes, a KC game. Oh, too much time. You get left him too. And lo and behold, those guys went right down the field and got inside the 5 there. And luckily they didn't have any timeouts in but they kicked that field goal. That was huge for them to grab that field goal and take the lead right before half, go 10-8.
It really was. I think we talk real quick about the Shedeur. Oh, there we are.
Yep.
Freezing our butts off at downtown.
Bundled up like 2 little whatevers.
The one was the pass that I wanted to talk about was the one that Shedeur just missed hitting Jerry Jeudy on.
Yeah.
I saw some people saying, oh, it looked like Jerry Jeudy slowed down. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a big Jerry Jeudy fan, but I don't think he slowed down. I think Sanders just missed him by a little bit. What do you think about that play?
Yeah, and he made a comment. I forget the exact quote, but he made a comment about something with the wind being different, and it's just something he's got to get used to. And it
was really windy.
Oh, yeah. They were saying pretty consistent 20 to 25 mile winds with some gusting even higher. But we were watching it. That was that first drive. We got a first down or 2. We're going down the field, and we looked, and man, Jeudy was open. If he hits him, he's gone to the house for a 60, 70-yard touchdown, easy. So just missed that. I love the fact that he took the pass and went for it. He's been doing that since he's been quarterback. He's going down the field, which we haven't seen prior to Flacco, really.
Right.
So that was good.
Well, but I didn't know. I don't know, Steve, maybe you can correct me on this, but I think I saw a video of Jerry Jeudy yelling at Shedeur Sanders on the sideline. Yeah, they showed a clip. Was that right after that play?
I don't know when, because we were at the game, so we're not going to see it. But I did see it later, them showing the sidelines, and they were looking at the tablet. He was kind of raising his hands and looked like he was saying stuff. And and Sanders, to his credit, looked like he was pretty calm. But I don't know. I don't think Jeudy has a right now to be talking to the quarterback like that. But who knows?
Right, who knows?
But go ahead.
Well, as I say, then we muffed the punt. We had a pair of turnovers, 3rd down failures, and it just buried us, our offense, under a tide of short fields and missed chances. And that was basically the game.
And we were excited because, a little bit of the wind taken out of our sail there when they were able to get that field goal right before half. But we're like, hey, we get the ball right after half. It'd be really nice to get a score here. And second half was.
And we had the muff punt by Gage Larvadan. It was critical special teams mistake in the 4th quarter. And
Two of their scores.
it put them on the Cleveland 18.
Yeah. And 2 of their scores that was like that. We set them up, no fault of our defense. It was all strictly the special teams and whatever. And then, going for it on that, for me, for that game, I know it's kind of early, but, for me, kind of a turning point was on that 4th down play. It was 3rd quarter. We're at our own, I believe it was 33-yard line, and Fannin went under center, which everybody I think was like, what's he doing under center? But anyway.
See, that was the stupidest play that I've seen.
And we were saying, as it was happening, we're watching this, and everybody just looked like they didn't know what was going on. And we're like, call a timeout.
It was weird too, because then the referee went in and he was between the line. I thought he was just spotting the ball, but I didn't see him touch the ball. I don't know why he went in between the line. Everybody seemed confused.
Yep. Well, and that, for me, that falls on Stefanski. He should have saw. I mean, we saw it we're up in the upper deck there. We're like, call a timeout. You could just tell they did not. This was not going to go good. He said, I heard Stefanski later say they wanted to go with a quick count, so he knew they would have time to get the ball off. Well, everybody's running around, and I also heard Teller was late getting on the field. They wanted to go with an extra lineman. It just was a cluster F from the get-go. They should have called a timeout. Apparently, Fannin, I guess I did hear that he did play quarterback as a freshman at Canton McKinley.
Oh, great. High school football quarterback. So you line him up in a 4th and 1 on your own 30 whatever.
Right.
To get a first down against the 49ers. Yeah, that's a ridiculous.
Right. Well, they said apparently they've been practicing that play throughout the year. But yeah, I don't know. Especially when you're still that deep back in your own territory. I mean, Fannin ain't going to throw the ball.
No,
I don't know what.
I would have liked to seen just a direct snap to Quishon Junkins.
Right.
Let him pick a hole and try and get a yard. I mean, I don't know. Why are we getting all fancy? Like, we know we're smart. Once again, we're the smartest guys in the room. We can fake everybody out.
Yep.
Steve, Kevin Stefanski's worn so thin with me right now.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
And I love Kevin Stefanski, but this team is not getting better.
No, they really aren't. For me, that was the turning point. We went down. It was 17-8. And you and I, even then, we really didn't have much hope that we were going to be able to score. We're like, all right, it's only, really, it was a 2 possession, and we didn't have much confidence in it. By the time they got that 3rd touchdown, that was still early in the 4th. We're like, we're done. There's no way this team's scoring that many points, and it's just sad that, offense has been crap. Yeah.
Sure. But who hasn't been terrible is Myles Garrett.
No, sir. He, pick out a couple positives, or if you want a gleam, Miles, that was a big one. He got another sack. So what's that for him for the year now?
Is that 19?
Yes. 19, and the record is 22.5. So, I mean, stay healthy, Miles, and that record is going to get smashed, I believe. And Titans, I forget, I just heard this. Ward's been sacked like over 40-something times. So, he should be hopefully adding another one, hopefully a few to that. So nice. I thought another kind of positive for this, was, all in all, I thought it for Shedeur. He went 16 of 25, completed 64% of his passes. And he only threw for 149 yards. Brock Purdy, I think, only threw for like 160. It was a windy game. 1 touchdown. No interceptions was big. And he had a passer rating of 93.6. So, again, did he miss some passes? Yeah. But I thought, overall, he played well. Mm-hmm. And he's learning. So. Yeah,
I thought he played well, too. With what he's got to work with right now, it's really hard to make a good evaluation on really anybody. I mean, Joe Flacco looked like garbage in this offense. So I think Shedeur's playing as well as he can. And I do think there's some positives there that they can take into next year.
Yeah, I think every game he plays is a positive. And, if he can keep building and building, nothing that would make me and you, and I think Browns Nation happy is, could this kid be the quarterback? I would love to take those 2 first-round picks next year and, in some order, get a left tackle and a wide receiver and build this offense, build that line, get some legit weapons, and let this kid roll. So
I think that's the way to go. I think if you go into next season with Sanders, Gabriel, and Watson, there's no need to draft a quarterback next year. Maybe I don't see it. I think you got to build this team up first before you insert quarterback of the future.
Right. No, I agree. If you don't think that court, especially if they decide to go first round, if you're not 100% convinced there's the franchise, don't. I don't want a quarterback taken. We got two young guys now.
Yeah.
One of them's got to pan out to at least be a backup, but
right.
I don't know. So anyway, one of the big, obviously the loss was a negative, but for me, a big negative to this game was the injury. Unfortunately, Malik Collins got injured. I believe it was his quad, and actually, I don't know if he's had it yet, but he's having surgery, and he's done for the year. That's a blow. He was having a great year. I think he's having a career high 6.5 sacks, I believe. And him and Mason were nice to watch, that interior duo working together. They were. I mean, you see the year that defense has had, so that's a blow.
It sure is. But I think they got guys that can step up and fill those shoes. Maybe not as well, but next man up.
Nice to see Michael Hall is back.
That was nice.
He's working in there. So I don't know where somebody asked him, is he going to see more time, which would you assume? But I know he's still coming back from whatever that injury was. So, but I do expect to see more of him. He was a 2nd-round pick. Two Big Ten tackles in the middle for you with him and Graham. So that could be fun to watch too.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough about that game.
What's that? The last little bit of bad news is the Browns are guaranteed their 23rd losing season in the last 27 years. And that includes a 4th losing season in 6 years under Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski.
I appreciate you pointing that out. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm a ray of sunshine today.
That's the price. And what is it on the flip side? Is Tomlin never had a losing season?
That's true, but everybody in Pittsburgh is up in arms over Mike Tomlin right now, and they think he's fired. Which, you know what? I kind of agree.
Really?
Pittsburgh have not really evolved.
Hey, our buddy Jeff, Mike Paul and Mason Graham are going to be a great duo in the future. Totally agree with you, Jeff. I think Mike Hall, if he stays healthy, and Graham, those two are two formidable forces. That would be nice to see for sure. What do you think, John?
I agree. And I both these guys are just animals. And Mason Graham, I'm so impressed with him for being a rookie. I give Andrew Berry credit when it's due, and picking Mason Graham and Schlesinger, 2 great picks.
Right. Now let's hopefully next year with this draft, we can do something with the offense and turn that around. So real quick.
I think it's easily fixable.
It seems like every other team can do it, but us. I mean,
exactly. It's not that hard.
Look at the Patriots. They rebounded from being terrible last year. They have the best record now in all of football, I think.
Yeah, they are 11-2.
Chicago with their turnaround. Jacksonville didn't have as big of a thing, but they turned it around.
Yeah, it can be done.
Carolina, anyway. And it's a killer too, because you look at this division. We got the standings up right now in the AFC North. You got Baltimore and Pittsburgh, both 6-6, and neither one of them look all that great.
No, they don't.
Cincy pulls out a win. Actually, they beat Baltimore there, which that was a surprise. They're now 4-8, and we unfortunately at the bottom again at 3-9.
Steve, the division is there for the taking.
It's amazing. I mean,
just a little bit. If we just had a little bit, we'd be right there.
I agree. I agree. It's frustrating. Jeff commented that's not including how many free agent receivers and offensive linemen are going to be. Romeo Dobbs, love to bring. Yeah, with Green Bay. I got him in my fantasy league. He's a solid receiver. Well, the other one out there, and I don't know if it was Jeff or somebody else brought up, Alex Pierce. Last week,
Alex Pierce.
Alex Pierce having himself a good year, so that wouldn't be bad. But New England's leading the East at 11-2. Jacksonville, we'll do our Jacksonville watch later. But somehow these guys are tied now for first in the AFC South at 8-4. Denver another bit of a surprise. They're leading the West at 10-2. So teams are doing it. And then you got the NFC real quick. NFC, for me, I thought NFC would be the dominating division.
Yeah.
Conference. They're pretty, who is it? Chicago and the Rams now have the best records in the NFC at 9-3.
Yeah.
Well, and Seattle. That blows me away.
Yeah.
Phillies.
I agree.
Phillies at 8-4. They've been a little pedestrian.
Mm-hmm.
And our buddy Baker down in Tampa. Somehow they're still hanging on at 7-5. Wow.
Yeah, sure looks like an AFC year to win the Super Bowl.
And if I don't think we are not officially mathematically eliminated, are we?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not, but in my heart we are.
Yep. Jeff commented that Alex Pierce, another one he would want. Yep, I would definitely love to see that. He said, Jeff also said, Houston, I think they start losing now that Stroud is back. Davis Mills is the better. Well, could be.
Wow.
Some people were saying, Stroud got hurt and they went on that win streak and all of a sudden they're back in the hunt here. And some people were saying it, which is crazy because, the year before everybody praising CJ Stroud. He's the Browns were idiots for making that trade.
Isn't the quarterback position just so volatile?
Yeah.
Like you don't know, like you think you got a guy and then you don't have him, or you think you don't have him, but then you do.
All right. Well, that's our recap for this week. It's another loss. Hopefully next week will be better. We'll talk about next game coming up here shortly, but We'll move on to our therapy session, which we kind of like. And this one, I ain't gonna lie, this one was a little bit harder for me this week, but there was a few. We got to do the obvious, and we got to start with the big one. Something happened Saturday. What was it?
Wasn't Brutus making some footprints in the snow?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. That may have been the greatest thing I saw all week. And when they flashed over and he did crossed out the M in Michigan,
that was great.
He wrote in Ohio State. But yep, the big news Saturday was Ohio State and specifically Ryan Day finally got off the four straight game losing streak, beat Michigan. What was the score?
27-9.
Yeah, so finally got that off his. I don't say off his back, but for me, that was big.
Well, people were talking. Were talking.
Yes, they were. Over that game started off, Michigan got the ball first, went down pretty easy, but, luckily our defense tightened up and they had to settle for a field goal. And then Sayan throws that interception. Again, they get deep into our thing and had to settle for a field goal. And that was huge, I think.
The defense stepped up there for Ohio State for sure.
Yeah.
Kept it a close ball, close there. Absolutely.
Totally agree with that. I thought this was kind of interesting. They had the stats, overall Julian Sayin 19 of 26, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns, had the early pick, but I thought he bounced back and, for a cold game like that, I thought he played really well.
Yeah.
Underwood, everybody's raved about him. I know he's a true freshman, but I don't see it yet. 8 of 18, 63 yards, no touchdowns and a pick.
Well, he was playing the Ohio State defense.
That is true. I'll say that. Jeff commented, Mills has the better record. Yeah, he does. And he also commented, Sanders, I was disappointed with the game. Oh, he was disappointed against Foreigners. Don't think he can be the guy. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I don't like that, Jeff. I was hoping he would be, but you very well could be right. Hopefully over these next, 5 or 6 games, we'll know for sure if he's got a shot or not. So we shall see. Don't know if you want to talk about it, but I think Dylan Gabriel's fiance made a little bit of noise this week. No?
Well, I don't know. I saw something. I didn't see it. I guess I heard about that. She was saying something about Dylan should be starting.
I can't believe Mr. TikTok over here did not hear about it.
Dude, I have not been on TikTok in like a week. I've been so busy. I've just, you know what? It's a hobby. It's not a career.
He made some comments. It first started with some people thought it was definitely a shot at the Browns. Some also thought it could have been a shot at Sanders. It was Browns. I think she TikToked on her. She was something. Browns lost. What's new? And I guess she tried to downplay it a little bit later. Like clearly it was a joke. but
sounds like she's been hanging around with Gisele Bundchen.
Right. You're still new to this. We can make fun of our team. Others can't. Not yet. You haven't earned that from me.
Exactly.
And then through some of those responding comments, and there are comments made, and I guess she responded back to a comment, and she put something, somebody responded about her, like she would never say that about her man when he started or something like that. And she put something along the lines like, actually, everyone in the building wants him to play, but you wouldn't know that because you've never played or you're not a coach or something. So who knows? I don't think it's ever a good thing when a player's fiance or girlfriend's making noise.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that. And then a little bit of exciting news. We won't go over all of them, but this week it's a big week. It's here in Ohio. It's the high school championship week here for the teams that are playing for championships in a different division. There's 7 divisions here in Ohio. We're not going to go through all, but we have, John and I are close to the Cleveland area. So there's three games we want to point out, John.
Okay.
We got the first one. That's a West Side team closer to you.
With the Avon.
Yeah.
Avon Eagles, and they're playing Cincinnati Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a rematch of last year's Division II championship game that Avon won 20-13.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd championship game for Avon. And they have one title. They won that in 2024.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, is there any way that we can watch these games? Have you seen?
I don't know if someone can say I have DirecTV Stream as my big provider. And of course we got 18,000 Paramount Plus.
Oh, I know. It's
HBO,
ridiculous how many
our main TV. I don't know a Spectrum. Spectrum may have something, maybe Google it or something. They may have some. Now they play. So for those that don't know, it used to be the high school football games championships were played down at Ohio State Stadium. In fact, back when I was in high school, Willoughby South Rebels, baby. Yes, I am the most famous alum from there. Kareem Hunt is a close, I'd say second. We went to state, and I got to go with my father. That was the first time I saw a game at the Shoe. I believe that was back in '87, and unfortunately we lost. But they changed it. All the games now are at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium there at Canton, right? Obviously, where the Hall of Fame is. So they now play there. And actually, that is a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, and it kind of makes more sense. I think it's a small. I don't know what the capacity is, but it is smaller.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller. For a high school game,
massive.
Yeah. The other one, Division 4, you got Cleveland Glenville, which most people know Glenville, a lot of famous players, especially lately with Teddy Ginn, Troy Smith. We could go on a bunch of Glenville players in the NFL. They were 11-3. They're taking on Shelby 14-0. It's Glenville's fifth championship game appearance, and they have 2 titles. They won it back-to-back in 22 and 23. So there's that. And the other one, Division 6. And that one's close to me. That's Kirtland.
Okay, Kirtland.
Yeah, Kirtland's 14-0. They're going against Bascom Hopewell Loudon, who's 13-1. Wow. Kirtland's kind of a small area, but these guys, this is their 14th championship appearance, and they've won. Yeah,
that's impressive. I did not know that.
No, they've been like a juggernaut lately of Division 6. They've 7 titles. Their most recent was in 23. And like I said, it's close where I live. I actually have a few friends that have some of their sons. Johnny Becker, I went to high school with, played baseball with. His son, I think, is a running back for them. Okay. Another couple at our boat club, their son plays for them. And actually, I think they had an older son that's got championship rings. So her youngest son's playing. So we want to wish all of them good luck to all those teams this week. It's an exciting time here. So hopefully the local teams could bring some championships back to the Cleveland area.
That would be great. Now these games are on what? Oh, it's the 4th through the 6th. So that's what, Thursday?
What's today? Yep, starting tomorrow, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So yeah, they have 7 divisions. So I know some play during the day, others are later that day. So yeah, starting tomorrow, the next 3 days you'll have a bunch of high school games. So
that's
that
awesome.
should be. What's that?
Yeah, that's awesome, and good luck to all those kids playing. That's a great time in their life.
Absolutely. And one final thing with their therapy session is we've been clamoring for weeks. You know, you would have thought somebody who gets 5 sacks in a game would have gotten player of the week, but apparently you have to win. But our own Myles Garrett finally.
How is that even possible, Steve? That Myles Garrett finally got player of the week?
I have no idea. Well, like I said, I think part of it, and I can't remember if it was J.J. Watt or somebody, he kind of spoke up pretty loud about that. It shouldn't be based on a win and loss. It's about what you did in the game or something. But
Right.
I do kind of agree with that. But yeah, Myles Garrett finally won Defensive Player of the Week. So congratulations to Myatt. Well earned. Glad to see that. And there you go. I think we had a couple other comments here.
I love the comments.
Jeff's my man. I love Jeff. He said he's okay with the comment that Dylan Gabriel fiance said something because look how the Shedeur Sanders fans talk about Dylan. And honestly, I don't like Shedeur fans.
Okay. Hey, that's totally fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's over with. Some of these, I think that was part of the thing that some teams didn't want to deal with. The Shedeur's definitely got a following there.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So, and he'd like to see. That's the other thing. The big game this week is going to be Saturday. You got the Big Ten championship. Number 1 Ohio State against number 2 in the country, Indiana. Could this John possibly the Heisman winner here between Sayan and Mendoza?
Very possibly Heisman and also possibly the number 1 pick in the draft with Mendoza.
Yeah, that's a bit. Some people kind of downplayed it, like, oh, it doesn't matter. They're both going to be in the playoffs, and yeah, they will. But it's still the Big Ten championship, and Ohio State hasn't been Big Ten champs in a long time. I 2020 or something. I mean, it's been a while. So, yeah, it's a big one. I want to win this one, so that'll be exciting. So, anyway,
Good
all
call.
right, what's that?
That was a good call on that one.
Which one?
The quarterbacks with and Mendoza going head to head.
Absolutely, that's gonna be an exciting one. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everybody's healthy. I hope I think it's gonna be a good game. We're gonna see how good Indiana is. So we shall see. But on that note, we are gonna take a break for our sponsors. So we will be right back. And thanks for joining us. Again, we want to thank Hemisphere Coffee. They are in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. You can see the hemispherecoffeeroasters.com. And as they say, we shake the hand of the coffee farmer. So thank them for being a sponsor. And if you haven't, check them out. Check their website out. Good coffee. I keep saying I'm going to get the bourbon coffee. I might just put it on my Christmas list at this point. I'm terrible at doing stuff online. My wife seems to be really good at ordering stuff online, so maybe I should just tell her.
I put shit in my cart and then I never buy it.
Oh, totally funny. We're both big bourbon lovers. It was funny. I told you for Thanksgiving, we bought a few cheeses. We enjoy, we like doing it up with some of these cheeses. And I told you I saw that bourbon, smoked Gouda bourbon cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
We cut up a little bit, put it out, made a small little cheese board for Thanksgiving. Absolutely fucking terrible. Hated it. I couldn't stand it. I like Gouda and I like bourbon, but together, my wife was just like, no, she don't like bourbon to begin with. But yeah, did not like it at all.
Now that you say that, and you said it was terrible, and then I think Gouda and bourbon, I don't see the connection either.
Nah, I honestly thought, I'm like, like I said, love cheese, love bourbon. Sounds like a good match. I'll try it. Luckily, I think our local Sweetberry, shout out to them, great little local grocery store, great for produce and fruits and veggies. They had it. It was like $6 for a round thing, but yeah, did not like it. Would probably not do that again. Not probably. I will not do it again. So, anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. So
that's all I gotta say about that.
Right. Why don't we look ahead here to the next game, which is what's our next game here, John?
All right, we got the Titans coming into town this Sunday. 1:00 game at Huntington Bank Field. Sunday's weather, Steve, a high of 32 degrees. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm locked in. we know here with the weather here in Cleveland, that can change on a dime. But right now it's supposed to be dry and 32. Hopefully it's not as windy, because we were talking. You and I bundled up pretty good. You had cowhearts on. I had like 3 different layers of stuff. I was cold by the end. I mean,
yeah, that wind was cutting through pretty good.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be another cold 32, but it might be a little sunny. So who knows?
Well, last week, the Tennessee Titans played the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks won 30-24 behind a bounce back performance from Sam Darnold, who threw for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 63-yard dagger to Jackson Smith-Njigba that lit a fire under Seattle's offense. For Tennessee, rookie quarterback Cam Ward showed flashes, tossing for 256 yards and scrambling for a score. And special teams ace Shimmery Dyke, I think he says his name, ripped off a 90-yard punt return. And make it interesting late. But Seattle's defense kept the pressure on, adding a key sack late, forced the Titans into a failed onside kick, and closed out the win, leaving Tennessee stuck at 1-10 and still searching for momentum.
Yeah.
So this is a matchup I feel the Browns have a really, really good chance at winning.
They should, right?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully with our defense, I think our defense can bring home this win.
Well, and Jeff made a comment here too that Myles Garrett is also on pace to potentially break the tackles for loss record. He says he's only 11 short. And actually, Myles, in an interview recently, I heard he was talking about that. He actually mentioned that he's actually got that in his sights, and it's something he wants to try and break as well. So that'll be interesting to see if he can do that. But
that's good stat by Jeff. I did not know that. Thank you.
I heard that before that he was getting.
That's news.
Yeah. No, that's no. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing with that. But yeah, no, what'd you say? Browns are what against them all time?
They're 37-32 all time. Now that's the Titans along with when they were Houston.
Okay.
The Oilers.
When was the last? Do you remember the last time we played them?
It was in 2023. We won 27-3.
Okay. Why do I not remember that game? Okay. That should have been a highlight.
Yeah. Watson started that game.
Okay.
He had 2 touchdowns. Jerome Ford had his first NFL touchdown.
I remember that. We shut down Derrick Henry that game.
Yeah. He had 20 yards on 11 carries. It's funny because we always seem to shut down Derrick Henry.
Right? Well, I like our chances, but yeah. One thing about this, bad news special teams fans for the Browns. I mean, it's well documented how freaking bad we are in special teams. Titans have the best punt return in the NFL with that. I don't know how to say it. Shimmery Dyke.
Shimmery Dyke, I believe.
Shimmery Dyke. He's averaging what? 21.2 yards on punts. He's already got 2 touchdowns on punts. Oh, God. And averaging, I think, over 25, 26 yards on kickoffs. I don't think he's returned a kickoff, but I know he's returned 2 punts.
Dude, just punt it out of bounds every time.
Right?
Seriously, just punt it out of bounds. Don't even give them a chance to return it. We don't need that problem and creeping up on Sunday.
Wow. Yeah, no, that would be something.
Now, Cam Ward, he's had a really lackluster rookie year. And I know they don't have a lot of weapons down there, but he's thrown for 2,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, and a 59% completion rating. A QBR of 31.8.
I don't understand that QBR rating thing. We'll talk about it. I know we're going to talk about some stats here in another segment, but I'm not a big fan of that one.
No. But I just think this is a game that I think the Browns defense can really put Cam Ward into some situations that
we should, as long as we don't screw up too bad on special teams and, with these goofy calls and turnovers. I think the defense should dominate, and hopefully this offense can do something.
Well, so the Browns team offense right now is ranked 31st. And the Titans team offense is 32nd. So you have the 2 worst offenses in the NFL going head to head. So I don't think they're going to flex this game, Steve.
Well, you know what? After hearing that, I already got my prediction written down for at the end of the show. I'm about to say it's going to be 42-38 or something. They're going to light it up. How many times do you see, it's going to be a defensive battle. You got 2 of the best, and it's a shootout or vice versa. So, oh boy.
Well, the Browns, team defense is second, and the Titans are 24th. So I think the Browns can make a little bit of headway against their defense.
Yeah. You think there'll be as many Titans fans here as there were 49ers?
I don't believe so.
I don't either. I'll be surprised. So our buddy Jeff said, believe it or not, he has us losing. He doesn't think Sanders is seeing the field, missing some wide open receivers. I do agree. He has missed some. We've noticed that in some games. I mean, he's young, second start. Last week
I did see something that he holds on to the ball. It was 3.7 seconds, I think, compared to.
He's the longest. I did hear that.
He's 3.37 second throw time.
Wow.
And I know that Dylan Gabriel was a lot quicker. He was like a second quicker getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, he does. And that was his knock too at college. So that is definitely one thing he definitely needs to work on more. Well, hopefully he will. Jeff's got the Titans winning 14-10. I hope you're wrong, Jeff.
Hey, you know what though? I could see that happening.
Yeah. Sad thing is I could too. So, that's scary, but anyway. All right. Well, we'll see. I don't know what we're doing yet for tailgate. Last time we'll talk, that's coming up in our land segment. We went indoor tailgate at a local bar restaurant down there. So I keep wanting to make it down to Top Dog Tailgate. Eric, our buddy Eric, he runs that Top Dog Tailgate on West 3rd and Summit and puts on a phenomenal spread. I think he charges like $25 or something, but it's all the beer you can drink, food. They do breakfast. And it's not like here's some hot dogs and hamburgers. They put out like a ton of food. So maybe we'll make a stop over there, but who knows? We'll figure that out here.
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of one of my favorite segments, but actually it started off being one of my favorite segments, and then it turned into I'm not liking it so much because of how good they're playing. But we got our Jaguars watch.
Yeah.
And what do you got for us?
They beat the Cardinals last week, 27-24 in overtime, as our draft pick just slides further and further back.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, Jaguars survived the wild one in the desert, beating the Cardinals in overtime. Trevor Lawrence mixed big throws with a couple shaky ones. He had 3 interceptions that game, I believe.
Wow.
Anyways, it kept Jacksonville in it long enough for rookie kicker Cam Little to drill a 52-yard game-winning field goal. The Jags moved to 7-4 and strengthen their AFC playoff push. So Trevor Lawrence 3 touchdowns and 3 picks.
7-4. Hold on here. I thought they're 8-4 now.
Oh, 8-4. My bad. Okay. I didn't add that win in. My bad. 8-4.
Add this, carry the 1.
Yeah, math is not my strong suit.
Yeah. It's all right. Either way, somehow they're tied for first, which blows my mind, but okay.
So according to Tankathon.
Give me the Tankathon.
All right, Tankathon, the Browns, with their own pick, are picking 5th. Last week, they were picking 6th, so we
went down a spot. Gained a spot. Mm-hmm.
And then the Jaguars, we have their pick, and we are picking 26th with that Jaguars pick. Last week, it was 22. So
that one fell back quite a bit.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know the rest of their schedule, but it's looking like they could possibly very well be a playoff team.
I think they're going to be. I really do.
It's still, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care where this pick ends because as of right now, I still think we got the better end of this trade.
For sure.
So, if it's late 20s, so be it. I can deal with it. So.
It's just icing on the cake.
All right. Well, that's going to take us into our next segment. And as we talked about, we did not tailgate this week, or I should say we did an indoor tailgate and
we table gated.
Yeah. And we were trying to figure out prior to that what we were going to do. And thank God your daughter's in the know. We were going to hit Winking Lizard, which is, I think, down off East 9th, East 6th, somewhere right over there. But apparently they're closed.
I guess they're closed, what she was telling me.
So, yeah, we were trying to figure out where we were going to go.
And it was getting late. It was getting a little bit late. We both had a slow Sunday morning start.
Yeah. We both wanted to stay indoor. I've had some knee issues, so I didn't want to go too far. So we ended up going to Agave and Rye, which was my first time ever going there.
Mine too. First time.
Well, you even said, we were like, hey, is this a local, place? And what? It's a chain, you said?
Yeah, they've got a couple, but I know there's one down in Covington, right outside of Cincinnati. I think there was one on the east side over I think by Shaker.
And aren't they out of state as well?
I think there's like one or two, yeah. Kind of in this area though, but maybe it was like Kentucky or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying Louisville or something. You said something.
Yeah, Louisville, then Covington, and then maybe Columbus too. I'm not sure, but there's a couple in the area.
Yeah.
Never been there, and I thought it was actually, for being busy for a game day, the food came out and the food was really good.
Well, shout out to
sometimes when it gets busy, they just kind of assembly line for you.
No, shout out to our server Lou. I thought she was great.
She was great. Yeah, she was busy, man. She was moving that day. There were a lot of people there.
We got down there later than what we wanted. I forget what time. By the time you parked and then I parked,
you had an issue with the Shoreway because it was 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
exits down.
Rookie mistake. You got to, if you want to get off East 9th, West 3rd, you got to be down there before 11 or they close those exits. The surprise for me was they closed the West 25th exit, which made me had to go further and then backtrack. So that set us back a little, but we're like, she got her order in. We were thinking, okay, we're okay. And then we're waiting a little bit. And like, and then the food came and we nailed that. And we were out of there with 20 minutes to spare and easily got to, our seats and stuff. So, and for as busy as it was, that was pretty good. I forgot. What did you get?
I got I got the 3 taco platter. I had the Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, we both did that. They did the flights.
The flights of tacos. They were smaller, like 3 inch?
She said 4-inch tacos, flights, and you get 4-inch, but they were packed pretty good. Or regular tacos. So you got 3 for 15, and I think it was, and you can mix and match between pork, chicken, beef, seafood. Or you could get regular tacos, which are like 6 inches, and I think those were about $6, give or take, per taco. But I forgot, what were the 3 you got?
I did the Sugar Daddy of the Plain Jane. I did the Swipe Right, which I believe you did the Swipe Right too, I think. And then I did the Smoke Show. The Smoke Show was a barbecue pulled pork.
That's yours.
Right.
That was yours on the screen.
Oh, yeah. And I liked about them too. Now I don't know if all of them had it, but some were like double shelled. They had a soft shell and then the crunchy shell.
Crunchy shell. Yeah. 2 of mine had it. You got the Sugar Daddy of the Plain Janes, you said. Swipe Right. And what was the last one you got?
It was a Smoke Show. It's a barbecue pulled pork, corn fritters, spicy bacon, queso.
Okay. Yeah. So I got the Filthy Fajita, which was carne asada steak with sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions, peppers. I think there's some rice in there, crema, queso, and cilantro, I think. I did the Plain Jane, which was kind of like your other. I think the only difference, you got the Sugar Daddy of the Plain Jane. Mine was basically just the ground beef with lettuce, cheddar, your basic taco, tomato, sour cream. And then we both got the Swipe Right, that chicken one.
Yeah.
And that, I thought, like you said, I thought all 3 actually were very good.
They were. They're fantastic. It's kind of like, I don't know, have you ever been to Condado Taco? Condado?
Is that in Lakewood?
One in Strongsville. It's like a chain.
Okay.
It was the same type thing. Condado.
Been a couple with you. What was the one where you used to live on Clarence, that Mexican place we went?
Taco Tano's.
Okay.
Taco Tano's is really good in Lakewood.
Yeah, then I've never been to the one you just said.
Yeah, I think that Condano's a change, but same thing. They have different tacos and chips and stuff. But I thought Agave and Rye was really, really good for, like I said, for being so busy. The food came out. It was hot. It was good.
Right. Well, according to our buddy Jeff, he said he's talking about Sanders. He holds on the ball the second longest. Josh Allen actually holds it for 4 seconds. So Jeff, if you're accurate, all of a sudden you just gave me there's a gleam. Because if you're comparing him to Josh Allen, that works for me. But the Agave Rye, I enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed it. I like the atmosphere. It was right there. What is it? West 6th and what is that? St. Clair?
St. Clair, I believe, yeah.
Just it's right up the street from Barley House. Right at that intersection there, right on the corner.
Blue Point Grill over there.
Yeah. So, like I said, shout out to them. Enjoyed the atmosphere. For being a Browns game as busy as they were, Lou was fantastic. We got there closer to noon, I think, or quarter till.
It was getting late.
We got our food by about 12:20. 12:25, and we pounded that. We were out the door by 12:40. I know that. So good times there. Recommend. And we got to stay warm for a while. So anyway, that's enough about that. We'll move on to our other segment. This ought to be good.
There's a gleam.
There's a gleam.
Now we broke this down into 5 different awards.
Yes.
We did this like 2 weeks ago. So
what are the awards?
The awards are the Dog of the Week, the Spark Plug Award, the Clutch Collar, the Dog Pound Workhorse, and there's a Gleam Award. Steve, I'm not giving any awards this week. Nobody's worthy, and we don't give out participation awards just for showing up at Huntington Bank Field on Sunday. You got to earn these awards. There was nobody that I thought deserved any of these. How do you feel about that?
I totally agreed. You nailed it on the head. This isn't a participation. You lost.
Yeah.
Miles could probably get an award every week. Same with Carson Schlesinger. We know those guys, but nobody else really jumped out. So there's a no award this week.
I agree.
So I totally agree. I did, we were trying to think of, there's a gleam. What's a bright spot we could do or come up with, whatever. And I kept looking and thinking, and I did come across this. Actually, I heard about it today, as a matter of fact, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this will give me a little bit of a there's a gleam. So we talked about briefly New England and the season they're having. They have right now the best record in football. And little interesting tidbit I heard, their quarterback, Drake May. So he played, last year was a rookie. Last year, he played in 13 games, started 12. He ended up having a record of 3-9. His completion percentage was 66.6%. Only threw for 2,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, overall QB rating of 88.1. Nothing that, you look at that, I don't necessarily scream to me franchise quarterback. Okay. Look at his numbers this year. 13 games, all starts. He now is completing 71.5% of his passes. He's already thrown for over 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns with only 6 interceptions, and that quarterback rating is 111.9.
Wow. So
Shador's played in 3 games so far, 2 starts. Right now he's at 50.8% completion. So it's a lot better that first start against, or not even start, but the game against Baltimore. 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 69.4 is his rating. So maybe there's a gleam there with quarterback, does he take the next jump to this year 2? Or I guess you could say Gabriel for that matter.
I mean, I don't think either of those guys are 6'4", 225 pounds with a phenomenal arm.
What's Shador? 6'3"?
He's like 6'1", 6'2", isn't he?
Why did I think he was taller?
No,
well, he looks like a giant next to Gabriel. Jeff said he'd give Jenkins, Dillon, and Sampson and Corley all get one because of the running drive. Okay.
Oh, which drive? You said Corley?
He said he'd give Jenkins, Dillon, Sampson, and Corley. They all get one. Oh, I think he's talking about awards.
Right, yeah.
Because of that running drive. Yeah, Dillon Sampson in the last few weeks has actually played, a lot, but we've seen a lot more. He's had some really good plays. Corley, they seem to have found something with that little jet sweep that they do with him. He always seems to pick up yards. He's a fast little speedy guy. And so, yeah. All right. He might have he said Jenkins. I'm thinking he's meant Judkins.
Judkins, yeah, probably
yeah.
Jenkins.
Jenkins is the guard. Yeah.
So, yeah, he probably meant Junkins.
Yeah.
Hey, Junkins had 25 carries, 80 something?
Something like that. Yeah.
He had a really good day.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. They, I don't know if we really talked about it. The Did we talk about Teller's not starting this week at guard?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he's not starting this week. Tavan Jenkins is starting, which, the whole thing, I heard it was injury. They were trying, but then Teller was in an interview and he said nothing about being hurt, that it's based on performance. And I think somebody else made a comment. So
I've heard that too.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe. I would like to know where Zach Zinter's been. He's inactive every week, and I kind of was expecting him to be the heir apparent to like Joe Batonio, and we haven't seen him at all, and I don't know why, because I was kind of high on him.
Yeah, I was too. I'm not sure what's going on with Zinter either.
I don't either. Anyway, so there's that. No awards, but the gleam is you look at Drake May's first year and what he's doing now. Maybe there's some.
Maybe it goes to get some hope, I guess.
Yes, sir. Well, on that note, we're going to move to our predictions. And I did forget to say, so last week we did our predictions. We were wrong.
Yep.
We both predicted Browns. I don't know why we do it. We both predicted Browns wins. I went Browns 20, Niners 13. You went Browns 17, Niners 13. And we both struck out with that one. So on that note, we are going to try and do the predictions for this week. So, John, I don't know who went first. I think you went first last week.
I'll go first again, if you don't mind.
I would love for you to do it.
I have the Browns. I can't believe I'm going to say this, Steve. I have the Browns winning 17-10. I sometimes can't even explain how I think. There you go.
I'll give you applause for that.
I'm hanging my head on this defense. That's what it is.
Yeah. Our buddy Jeff, I think he already said he's going with
yeah, what did he say?
Well, he's, if I'm not mistaken, he said 14-10 Titans. He said he personally likes Tavan Jenkins. Luke Whippler, I'd like to see too. I think he's the heir apparent center, the Ohio State center. And Jenkins, we got through a trade with Chicago. So yeah. I think 5 years in. So I get it. But I would like to see Zinter too. Prediction. This may be the last one I predict this year for the Browns, but I'm riding the Browns. I'm riding the home team after seeing some of those stats that you brought up and about the Titans and seeing a little bit of them. And they really don't have their offense doesn't impress me at all. No. Their special team scares the hell out of me. I'm going to go Browns 24.
Nice.
And Titans 10. I'm going 10 as well. I feel like I always have to give a field goal and a token touchdown at some point. So
I know, I do too.
So we're always pretty close. We're usually within a touchdown. So you got them going 17-10 Browns, and I'm going 24-10. So there you have it.
Either one of those.
Let's hope we're right this time. But anyway, we are going to end in 1 hour. Actually, according to my live thing, we're at 59 seconds. So I'm going to drag this out for a minute. But I know you got a busy day. You bought a new house, you and your wife. Congratulations.
Yep, I got a lot. I got to put a new thermostat in today before I go to work.
Well, for those that know, John bought a house over in the Brook Park area, which is going to be the future home of the Browns Dome Stadium. So you need a place to park. He'll be having, what he's got available.
$25 a spot. It's only a quarter-mile walk to the game.
$25. I was thinking, 60, 50.
Well, I think I just need to compete with Haslam and take the low-hanging fruit.
I was stunned when we went to meet this week. I've been parking lately by the courthouse there, which is right on West 3rd and Lakeside. All you got to do is a quick little walk over the bridge. It's actually not that hard to get out of after games. It's $50, but going down West 3rd, heading back away towards Terminal Tower, there were two lots, smaller. They were $70. I almost fell over. I'm like, what? And they were further back.
The price crazy going on.
I think you got something there with the doing some parking. Help pay for these potential
PSLs.
Yeah. And these ridiculous prices. So on that note, we want to thank everybody. Please remember to like, follow, share, subscribe, spread the word. We're getting part of the Fanatical Elves Network. We have a ton of good shows, not just ours. They're on X, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. A lot of great guys, a lot of great content. So check everybody out and spread the word. And I guess on that, I'll say go Browns.
Have a good night, everybody.